Hey, it's Josh Curcio with Protocol 80. I'm here with Girish from Ambrell. So I'm going to ask Girish a few questions. He'll be at FABTECH this year. Ambrell has a booth there. So I'm going to learn a little bit about Girish, a little bit about Ambrell, and a little bit about FABTECH. So Girish, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Ambrell?
So I am a mechanical engineer, have been at Ambrell as my first job, and have been having fun heating metal, which is what Ambrell does, all my life. So one might think that, wow, that's a really boring job, but we get to see all sorts of different industries, all sorts of different customers, and we are not only just working with them, we are a lot of times working for them and figuring out solutions for them. So it is a very gratifying experience with what value Ambrell provides to the customers.
Awesome. And are you guys a worldwide company?
Yeah, we have grown into a worldwide company. We ship more product overseas nowadays than what we ship in the US. And because we ship so much product all over the world, quality of our product is really important to us. Our product has to be really good quality to be able to survive shipments from US to Malaysia, US to China, US to Japan, wherever you can think of. And whatever modes of transportations you can think of has to survive all that.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that you guys are growing and continuing to grow. That's great. So I'm a novice when it comes to induction heating. I'm not a pro like you guys.
Yeah.
Can you give me a little bit of information about induction heating so on my level I can understand it a little bit?
Sure, sure. Good point. You know, it's funny you say that because when I graduated from my PhD, I had no idea what induction was, because it's not taught in schools. And the awareness of induction 20 years ago was not as much as what we get to see now. Basically, induction is a method of heating metals by magnetic fields. Usually, when you think of heat, you think of a flame or a torch or an oven. Induction is this unique, cool way of heating things where you can transfer the energy through magnetic fields. So there's no transfer of heat happening, but the metal part that is subjected to that induction field just starts to heat up, and we can control the heat to a particular temperature. We can control how fast it gets there, and we can control how fast or how slow it cools. So it's like, that's why I say it's a pretty unique technology. It's used all over the industry in manufacturing applications. And Ambrell finds a lot of new applications from our web and from our trade show experiences where we are always learning newer things.
Can you tell me about maybe some of those applications where induction is used, and maybe even give me an example of something maybe I use every day that has gone through induction heating?
Sure, sure, good point. You know, I have a dental appointment coming up. And when I walk into that dentist's office and I look around, I see so many of these dental tools that are made with our technology. So a typical example would be just a simple mirror that the dentist uses has a plastic handle and a metal tang, and the metal that holds the mirror. So when he's basically in your mouth working on your teeth and that mirror is inside the mouth, do you ever consider that that mirror might come off the plastic handle? If that thought comes across your mind, you'd not be able to sit in that chair.
True.
That's the kind of repeatability and accuracy induction provides. You know, that joint between the metal tang and the plastic handle is typically made with induction, where we heat the metal using our technology to a particular temperature, and then it's pushed over the plastic handle, and the heat of the metal melts the plastic inside. So the process is repeatable and accurate enough that every part that goes through has to basically go through that peace of mind feeling where when the dentist is working in your mouth, you never think of those kinds of things. You're always saying, yeah, I just need to get out of here as soon as I can.
Right. Now, that's a great example. I love that. Um, so how does induction, what are some of the benefits of using induction over maybe a torch or an oven?
Yeah, good point. Um, Induction is typically much more efficient than any of the other forms of heating, like torches or ovens. And let's consider torches, for example. If you ever held a torch in your hand or seen somebody using a torch, you often have to wonder how much of that heat that comes off the torch actually goes into the part. That, if you were to really evaluate, you would see that maybe 10-15% of the heat actually goes into the part. Everything else just basically goes around the part, or it just gets blown into the air. And so that's what leads to a poor efficiency. Now, you could improve that efficiency by holding that torch inside an oven and creating a hot box. That would be a little more efficient than just basically having a direct torch. But every time you open the oven door to either put the parts in or take the parts out, you lose a lot of heat energy. And the other big advantage of induction is that if you're going to put a part inside the oven, it's going to heat the entire part, whether you like it or not. With induction, we can just locally heat a section of the part that we want to really affect and leave the rest of the part cold. So efficiency wise, there's typically no comparison when you think of applications like selective heating, because nothing else can do that kind of selective heating and be able to have the efficiency gains.
Okay. And I assume that comes into play, especially in elements where you're maybe adhering, like you said, plastic and metal. You don't want to just melt that plastic, right?
Sure. Now that is a really good common application for induction. We do some other applications in the aerospace industry, for example, where turbine blades that are basically running the engines and running the generators have to be treated from time to time. And it's only the tips of these turbine blades that have to be redone. So with induction, we can just heat the tips and reface and remake those tips without affecting the material properties of the rest of the blade. Because each of these blades could be upwards of $5,000 to $10,000. So it's not only efficiency gains, it's also a lot of risk that you're avoiding by not affecting the material properties of the blade.
Okay. Well, Girish, you've convinced me to understand the benefits of induction. How would I go about switching to induction in that case?
So, life is really fun right now because you can get on the internet and find hundreds of companies. The trick is to find the company that has the experience and the expertise to really guide you to get your process to be a good induction process. Because when you get on an internet, everybody is going to claim they are the best. Why would anybody write they are not? So that's where some of the homework is required from a customer or a potential customer. And that's where our company really helps potential customers in figuring out if actually the application is a good application for induction or not. We are not looking to sell everybody induction just because we make it. If it's not a good fit, it's not going to give you long-term repeatability, reliability, and the manufacturing edge that you're looking to get.
Okay, awesome. So next month, I think we're about less than a month away, actually, from FABTECH, North America's largest metal fabricating and forming expo in Atlanta, Georgia. You guys will be there, correct?
Yes, we are really excited to be there. It's been a good show for us in the past, and lots of people that we think know induction are amazed when we have our demos going and we talk about induction, and we just basically are trying to educate people as to what this technology can do, what it can help them with, and where it may or may not be a good fit. So all these things combined really give us good uh, approach or a good exposure to the market out there.
Okay. Well, I will be at FABTECH as well, and I'm excited to stop by the booth and see a demo. So do you know your booth number that you could share with everyone so that if they want to learn about induction, they can come by and talk to you, Girish?
Sure, sure. We are at the FABTECH booth B8834. So 8834. And
Awesome.
all is B.
Okay, and you mentioned FABTECH. You've been there before?
It's funny. Our company has been there lots of times. I've been to a couple different ones, but not to the one in Atlanta. So I'm looking forward to the whole experience.
Okay. Anything that you want to share with people that might be considering coming to the expo that are maybe just on the fence a little bit?
So the trade shows are really helpful in basically broadening your horizons into what is new, what is upcoming, and what has been done in the past. So a lot of times you hear that there's no point reinventing the wheel. The wheel is going to be round. Well, if somebody has figured out a solution for your process, where else would you be able to go see different options available at one place? So that's where if somebody is on the fence and thinking about going to a trade show, I think it offers an opportunity that can't be gotten by any other means, where somebody is going to be able to talk to you, you're going to be able to ask questions, and you'd have somebody's undivided attention. So I think that's why going to a trade show really makes a lot of sense.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. Certainly, I think it's a lot of great information that you're able to share with the world. I'm excited to meet you in person at FABTECH. Anything else that you want to add to our interview before we turn it off?
No, just induction is just a unique, fun, and really efficient way of heating metal parts for manufacturing. So if you are not aware of this technology, we'd love for you to come see us at the FABTECH booth. Or if you're on the edge of using this technology versus somebody else, we can go through the pros and cons of induction versus other forms of heating. And just make sure that we both are in agreement whether it's a good fit. And if it's a good fit, Ambrell has a whole product line that we make different powers and different frequencies of power supplies, where we can certainly find a good match for your process.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.